All right, so this is about equivalent fractions here. And equivalent fractions, basically, when reduced to lowest terms, are equal. They're the same. They're the same thing. Um, so, kind of multiple ways to go about um, finding equivalent fractions. So, what we want to do here is we could multiply both by the same number. So to get an equivalent fraction, I could multiply top and bottom, or double top and bottom, by the same amount. So I could make that 2/12, like double the both. You could keep going. You could multiply both by 3, and you'd have 3 over um, 3 over 18. Because again, if you would divide this by 3 and 18 by 3, you'd have the same thing, right? You get back to 1/6. So almost endless supplies of numbers here. So 3/10. Again, if we multiplied both by 4, as long as you're multiplying the top and the bottom by the same thing, those fractions are going to be equal. You're not really changing the value. So 12 over 40. If I multiplied by 2, multiplied this originally by 2, I could get 6/20. All would reduce down to 3/10. Now this one we could divide. We could reduce this. What if we divided both? As long as we do the same thing to the top as you do to the bottom, what if we divided the top by 2 and the bottom by 2 each? 8 divided by 2 is 4. 18 divided by 2 is 9, as long as you do the same thing. We could have multiplied both by 2. And you would have gotten 36 and 16. Both would reduce all the way down to 4/9 in lowest terms. Something in lowest terms means you have divided it out where you can't take a number out of both things. The reason why this comes up now is because to get a fraction in lowest terms in one step, you have to divide by the greatest common factor. Now, let me give you an example. We could divide 30 by, let's say 6 on top and bottom. And that would give you 5. I'm sorry, not 6. We could divide it by 3 on top and bottom. And that would give us 10 and 15. Notice I could keep going. There is a number that I can take out of 5 and take out of 15. There are still factors they have in common. But if I would have divided by the GCF of both of these, which is 15, 15 is the biggest number that can go into both, then I could have my fraction reduced all in one step here. So then that would give me 2, and that would give me 3 on the bottom, and I have my reduced fraction. This is important because all fractions should be in lowest terms. Moving on here. So this is where we would need to reduce the fraction. Again, you can do it. It's not wrong to take multiple steps, but if you can think of the greatest common factor of both of these, or even figure it out, then you can do it all in one step. In this case, so to find the simplest form, you basically take out or divide both numbers, top and bottom, by the same number. 4 goes into 8 twice, 4 goes into 28 7 times. 2 and 7 do not have any number in common. They're relatively prime, so we're reduced. 8/15, lowest form, 8/15. There's nothing that can come out of both, except 1. Of course, we don't include that. 40 over 70. 10 can go into both. I'm left with 4/7. Those numbers are relatively prime, which means I have reduced all the way. 36 and 52. So here's an example where you might not be able to figure that out in one step. Have to figure out, so start thinking of easy things that go into 36, like, okay, 4 and 9, 12 and 3, and think, okay, does anything go into 52? Does anything go into 52? So you already know that 3 is not going to go into 52, but can 52 be divided by 9? No. Can 52 be divided by 3? We already kind of said no there. So that means it can't be 6 or anything else. So we might just have to divide by 2. So if we divide by 2, we get 26 over 18. Is there a number that can divide both? Yeah, so 4 would have been our best bet. We could have divided, but 4 would have been the GCF. So I take 2 out again. Now I'm left with 9/13. So if we would have, so notice, not wrong, you just have a little bit more work to do. Are 3/4 and 8/12 equivalent? Easiest way to do that, get them both in lowest terms. So a city bus is late 3 times in 4 days and 8 times in 12 days. Are 3/4 and 8/12 equivalent? 3/4 is already in lowest terms. 8/12, meaning I need to divide both by 4, and I'm going to get 2/3. So the big answer would be no, they are not. So that is reduced.